Razorback Sports Network.
Daniels has not been spectacular by any stretch, but he's been solid, and Auburn's won the football game. Daniels takes the snap, takes a knee. Bobby Petrino heads to midfield. Hugh Freeze will meet him at the logo. This one is bitter. Auburn comes from behind in the second half. They beat the Razorbacks 33-24, and Arkansas's losing streak has hit 6 games.
It's Hog Reaction, brought to you by Bud Light, the world's favorite light beer. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville. It doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop.
I hold it down.
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Final score, Arkansas 89, Cincinnati 61 last night. Great episode of basketball. Oh, hold on. I'm getting something in my ear here. We're talking about the wrong game. We're reacting to the wrong thing. There was a football game that happened on today. Matt, you happen to catch that? Arkansas Razorbacks fall in heartbreaking fashion. Fourth quarter turnovers, costly, as the Razorbacks fall to Auburn 33-24. This is Hog Reaction. I'm your man, Colton Little, here with my partner in crime, Matt Jones here, the quarterback, number 9, with me as always. We're going to be breaking it down here in just a little bit. Your calls and texts are encouraged on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. But this is Hog Reaction, as the Bobby Petrino for next Razorback football head coach camp going to be probably a little bit quiet after today's performance. Things did not go well for the offense today. Your defense was able to stick with the Auburn Tigers for the most part. Only gave up 1 touchdown on offense all day long, but unfortunately just was not enough to get the job done. Hog Reaction here presented by Sawyer's, your source for sunrooms, patio covers, and decorative concrete. It's also presented to you by the Stadium Shop on Razorback Road. You can find them on 989 South Razorback Road, or shop online at shoponrazorback.com, and by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Please drink responsibly tonight. Matt Jones is with me. Matt Jones, as much as things change, head coaches, offensive philosophies, defensive attacks, things stay the same. You turn the ball over in crucial moments, and you fumble and throw the game away. So tough one to watch tonight, because that was probably one of your last gettable games on your schedule.
Colton, good to be here with you this afternoon. Yeah, man, it's a tough one, especially you score 21 points in the second. You get a defense. What a big-time stop. The defense gets a pick 6, and then the next time they get in the red zone, you hold them to 3. So, yeah, the defense I thought was keeping us in it, and then it was kind of the offense that let us down a little bit. And you don't know if it was because they're pressing a little bit or what, but man, there was a lot of talent out there on the field. They were definitely trying. It's just it's kind of a bummer when you have 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Huge bummer is kind of just the way to describe it. You had the huge pick 6. You're waiting on some type of big momentum play, to kind of see who is going to have the favor in this game going into halftime. And Connie Walker, steps in front of that pass by Jackson Arnold, sort of ended his day for him. And Matt, going into the break, up 21-10, I thought, okay, this is about how I expected the game to go. And then your second half and third quarter offensive woes, they kind of reared their ugly head again, and you just looked sort of inept after that.
8:55 to go left in the third quarter, Colton. We had a 74% chance to win probability. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's and you had them at home. All you can do is go back through it, look at tape, try to get better. The defense has to be a little bit inspired. I know. At least you took out their quarterback and they put the backup in. I thought both the running backs ran hard. I thought Omega Blake was tough in the first half and then kind of disappeared a little bit in the second half. I don't know if they changed their defense up or if we were going somewhere else. And then, man, number 88, our tight end, that dude, he was at least a bright moment for us.
Rohan Jones quickly turning into one of the more dependable playmakers and a very, very good downfield threat that Taylor Green has been able to use to exploit SEC defenses so far. But Matt, I think one of the big keys today that we'll get into later on is that he really struggled today in that fourth quarter. DJ Durkin and Bobby Petrino were playing a chess match kind of all game. They've had a history going back to their 1 year as coordinators in College Station together, so that was an interesting storyline going into today. And in the fourth quarter, DJ Durkin is able to use a little bit of cloud coverage, able to disguise some things and flip the switch later on, and Taylor Green just wasn't able to kind of make the right reads at times, and also some bad throws as well. So we'll get into that a little bit later, as well as some of the other things that the Razorbacks did well today and some of the reasons why you have lost 6 consecutive games. Matt, it's a shame that we've done I think now our third hog reaction this year, and they've all just been absolutely gut-wrenching losses. So we need to change something here.
Yeah, we do, and it could be as something as number 17 for Auburn. Was it 17 or 14? I'm trying to look him up real
Number
quick.
14, the cornerback that had 2 interceptions
He
today,
was the
I
best
believe.
player on the field
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
Him and number 17, I think you're thinking of was Atkins. He was the
Atkins.
linebacker that was
Yes.
all over the place.
That's both, so 17 and 14. Those
17 and
17. That dude was a beast today.
And I think that that's one thing that Auburn's been able to depend on all year is they've been able to stay in these games. Dave Neal and the SEC Network broadcast brought it up, I think somewhere in the middle of the first quarter, was that these teams, they have some very similar, sort of feel to them and their vibes surrounding these teams this year, both now probably not going through a coaching change anymore. If you're Auburn, that might have saved Hugh Freeze's job tonight, but Bobby Petrino obviously coming in to fill in for Sam Pittman because both of these teams have struggled and stumbled through their season with one-score games. Auburn's been clinging to their defense as their strength. Your Arkansas Razorbacks were clinging to their offense, but today it was that Auburn defense that got the upper hand of the Razorbacks, and they come out on top with a score of 33-24. This is Hog Reaction with Colton Little and Matt Jones. We'll take your calls and texts here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6960. We'll get into what kind of happened in this game, some of the positives, some of the negatives. We'll take a look at college football as a whole on this dreary, rainy Saturday, and we'll get into what happened last night in Fayetteville just a little bit with the exhibition basketball game. Because after all, folks, just to remind everybody about the basketball team, it is only an exhibition. But this is the real thing, and this is Hog Reaction. Be back in just a second, folks. Stick around as Arkansas falls to Auburn 33-24. This is Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyers, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out, sawyers-sunrooms.com.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
Archery deer season is here, and Infinity Sports and Outdoors has all your archery needs and more. Infinity Sports has top compound bows from Hoyt, PSC, Prime, Darton, Bear, and Elite Plus crossbows from 10 Point, Wicked Ridge, Barnett, and Killer Instinct, all tuned and ready to shoot. Expert bow techs with years of experience are on site to get you dialed in and ready to hunt. Infinity Sports and Outdoors, 3700 Highway 71 North in Alma.
Hi, this is Lindsay White, and I'm proud to share that White Office Machines has now officially become part of the Datamax family. You'll continue to see the same local support teams you know and trust, plus industry-leading Kyocera copiers with statewide service and expanded IT, phone, and document solutions. Together, we're stronger, and together we're ready to create a raving fan out of your business. I know my dad and our staff are excited about this new chapter, as it takes our capabilities to a whole new level for you. Learn more at datamaxarkansas.com.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at LimbirdTeam.com. LIMBIRD.
Life is loud, chaotic, hilarious, and occasionally peaceful. Your life fits you, so why settle for life insurance that fits someone else? At Shelter Insurance, our agents help you design a personal protection plan backed by award-winning customer service. We're your shield. We're your shelter. Shelter Life Insurance Company, Columbia, Missouri.
Call Wade Gilkey or Chris Dooley in Fort Smith.
Equipment down, got a leak, lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471. Reliable service.
Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Witts Marine on North 11th Street, is your place. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make a Wake Bait and Tackle, 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith, 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Witts Marine at Make a Wake Bait and Tackle.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
From the Arkansas 15-yard line, Arnold has it picked off, left side, picked off. It's going to be a touchdown all the way back. Kenai Walker jumped the route. Nobody's going to catch him all the way. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
When you can't run the ball, then you lend yourself to third downs and longs, and I can't take anything away from them. They're a very good defensive football team, but I thought our defense performed well enough for us to go get a win.
Your defense did perform well enough for you to go get a win. They held Auburn to only one offensive touchdown all day. The real MVP of the game should be Auburn's kicker, who after going 1 for 4 last week in the game against Missouri, was able to go 5 for 5 today kicking. And he basically scored the majority of the points today for Auburn. They had the pick six that Taylon Green threw as well. But you heard Bobby Petrino say it right there. When you can't run the ball, you get into these third down situations, Matt Jones, and then things start to get a little bit dicey. You have to start being a gambler and taking risks and turning the ball over. Stat breakdown for you today. You heard Bobby Petrino say it, not able to run the ball. 23 attempts today for Arkansas Razorback rushers, Matt. Only 79 yards on the ground net total. Matt, what was the deal with the run game today? Just offensive line overpowered or a wet track? I mean, how did it shake out up there in Fayetteville?
Oh, man. When you look back and you look at this game, there were moments when we were running the ball well. I don't think we got too cute at times. I just think when you were looking on strength, Auburn's got a real defense. Man, that's a really good defense they have, and they won the battle. And honestly, we beat ourselves. If you want to look back at this game as a whole, Auburn didn't beat us. We gave it to them, and that's just how it is. You can't have 3 turnovers on 3 straight possessions. Let's go back and look since Arkansas has been in the SEC in 1992. All right, when's the last time a team had 3 turnovers on 3 straight possessions and won the game? Probably never. So you can't expect to win the game when you do something like that. We beat ourselves.
You definitely gave the game away in the fourth quarter, in which you started leading 24-16. You were able to not let the bad field position that you had given to
Defense
Auburn
got a stop
times.
too, 24-16. Yeah. Defense gets a stop to a field goal, 24-19. So you're still 75% chance supposed to win that game.
Yeah, you had given them you'd given your offense multiple opportunities to get out there and grind the clock, which is what Auburn did to you. You said it earlier, Matt. They kind of just wanted to eat up time of possession all game, and they flashed it, I think, sometime in the third quarter. They had 23, they had the ball for 23 minutes to your 11 at one point. They had it for actually twice as long as you did at one point.
You know what you can't do if you don't have the ball? You can't score. We used to play, I was in a team called Jacksonville years ago, many moons ago. We'd play this quarterback named Peyton Manning. Some of you guys might have heard of him. He's really
Big
good.
Tall guy,
yeah, he's really good. Peyton Manning's really good. One of our keys, one of our main things in the game was possession, time of possession, and limiting their possessions, because you know what happens when you give Peyton Manning a certain amount of possessions? He's going to score a certain amount of points. So Hugh Freeze, he knows that. And so what happens if you give Bobby Petrino a certain amount of possessions? He's going to score so many points. So what do you do if you're going to play an offense like that? Well, we're going to try to control the time of possession, and we're going to keep our defense on the field and give them rest whenever we can. And they executed a game plan, and then we gave them a couple. That's the thing. I think both teams executed what game plan they wanted to execute. Yeah. We just turned the ball over 3 times in a row.
37 minutes and 40 seconds of possession time for Auburn in the game to your 22 minutes and only 20 seconds. So 15 minutes more they had the ball, Matt, and you said it. Whenever you had the ball, you can't score, and whenever you do get the ball back finally, you certainly can't take a risk and throw the ball into bad, into bad coverage situations and also fumble it as well. So the Razorback offense today, unfortunately, in the fourth quarter, not able to get anything moving, and they actually gave the ball away 3 times. Taylor Green today finished 14 for 22, 268 yards, 1 touchdown, and unfortunately those 3 interceptions. He also took 2 sacks today as well. Rohan Jones finished with 3 catches today on 3 targets for 127, Matt. He was one of your few bright spots. This was him earlier today on his involvement and how he's making some more big plays for your offense.
Coach Petrino's scheming up some good plays on offense, and when my number's called, I'm just trying to do the most with it.
Coach Petrino scheming up some good plays.
I wrote that down. I said, what a play by Bobby, what a call. And then again on that other one, it's not Bobby didn't fumble the ball. Bobby didn't throw an interception. I thought our game plan was executed well. I thought he called a great game. It's just they didn't make the plays when we had to. And it's tough. It starts with Bobby because he's the leader, but this wasn't his fault. Yeah. This L wasn't his fault. What are you going to say? You think Omega Blake showed up to the game and thought, you know what, I want to fumble today? That's not what he said. It was just a bad deal, just a bummer of a thing. I don't think he meant to do that. It just happened.
And, you mentioned Bobby Petrino right there. Obviously the buck stops with him. The leadership of the team has now been turned over to him, and the team has looked much more inspired these last several games. Unfortunately, no victories have been the result of that inspiration. And we got back-to-back texts here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. You can text in too, 877-377-6963. RB in Bentonville says, can we please just end this Bobby Petrino talk? He's not the guy. Let him finish out the year and be done with it. And then right after that, just 1 minute later, Cody from Rector, who called in last time, said Bobby P needs to stay coach. So there are 2 schools of thought going into this, is that, hey, it's Bobby Petrino's offense. He's supposed to be this offensive guru, and today you weren't able to move the ball at all hardly in the second half. This rushing attack that's been so good and consistent all year wasn't even able to crack 80 yards rushing today on 23 attempts. You only got 2.7 yards per rush today, and then you just weren't able to convert whenever you needed to on third down as well. So they had all the ammunition that they want to say that, look, Bobby Petrino's supposed to be this offensive guy, and now look, where's the offense been? This is the one game your defense shows up.
That's true. Defense did show up. Man, they played inspired. I thought at times we played fast. What a big time play to end the first half when number 13 gets a pick six. And then the very next time, they start the ball with the ball in the second half. And what do? They drive down to the red zone. We hold them to 3. So Auburn had the ball inside, first and goal, inside the 20, whatever, inside the 20, 2 straight possessions, 4 in the aggregate. So, I mean, what are you going to say? That's defense getting it done when you had to get it done. This loss was not on the defense. So whatever you want to say, if you want to say things about this loss right here was 100% not defense. The defense played well enough to win. We held their field goal kicker to 5 field goals at home. Got to win.
I thought they did a really nice job. I know they were competing extremely hard. We made some huge plays to hold them to field goals, not exactly to get off the field. We did a nice job on third down defense, which was a huge step forward from a week ago. I told the defense I felt like you guys played good enough for us to win the game, and offensively we didn't do our part in the fourth quarter, taking the ball and going driving and scoring points.
You talked to Coach Fountain after the block.
Just not really enough offensively in the second half to get anything going. And Matt, Bobby Petrino now only just a few more games left to really establish whether or not he is the number one candidate to be the head coach next year for the Arkansas Razorbacks. And we talked about this all week on our show in the Morning Rush, and I know that you guys kicked it around on halftime, and it's been the topic of basically every show on this radio station since they let go of Sam Pittman. But look, Bobby Petrino is a guy that has been in this position before, and people still really remember all the success that he had back in the day. But if you take it and you look at what he's done just in the small sample size this last year for what he's been responsible with, offensively, it's a pretty good amount of evidence that he's still got his fastball, able to move the ball offensively. But today just wasn't one of those things. And so fans are probably going to be pretty fickle and turn on him very quickly. But I will defend him, Matt, because I do think that today, offensively, you weren't able to get the job done. But since he's been here, he's proven that he's still able to be one of the better offensive minds in college football.
Yeah, if you're a football guy and you know anything about football, Bobby P can call a game. Mm-hmm. There's nothing. I don't know that there's 10 better. You hesitate to say somebody's the best. But there's not 10 better offensive coordinators than Bobby Petrino. They're in the game right now. I don't think there is. And so defense played good enough, well enough. And I'll go back to Bobby didn't throw those two picks. He didn't have a fumble either. He was calling it. It's just you got to execute the plays.
As if the fans that listen to this radio station weren't mad enough. A specific caller has called us in from Ozark. Brian in Ozark joins us now. Brian, your Texas Longhorns taking on Mississippi State today. Before you decide to crap on the Razorbacks, what do you think about the Longhorns today taking on the Bulldogs?
It's tied up right now. I think they're going to win that game. But you know what? All I got to say about Arch Manning is he's got a lot to prove, but he's winning.
Mm-hmm.
And I would rather take a bad quarterback to keep winning than someone that puts up all the stats in the world and has beaten nobody in 2 years. And that's just the facts.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Green is not the best quarterback in the SEC. Bobby Petrino, I agree with one of your other texters. Bobby Petrino should be gone. They need to get rid of that whole coaching staff and start over from ground zero. You don't have any recruits. If you have Bobby Petrino next year, I feel sorry for what's going to happen next year because he didn't do it at A&M. He didn't do it last year. He's not doing it this year as interim or offensive coordinator. Bobby Petrino needs to go for Arkansas' sake. That's what I believe. But anyways, you guys have a great rest of your day.
Well, Brian, you're not really alone in that thought. I know lots of people think that Bobby Petrino is definitely someone that has been, worthy of the head coaching position, but also somebody that's not to be trusted because he's left some very, very bad programs, very, very bad messes in the wake of his exits of multiple programs. So, We're going to take a quick break here on Hog Reaction. We'll get back in just a second here. Your calls and texts as well on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. We'll get into what Brian said about Taylor Green and whether or not he's been improving this year, whether he's taken some steps back. We'll get into more of that here on Hog Reaction, presented to you by Sawyer's. They also have help with pergolas, driveways, and windows. You can visit them online at sawyers-sunrooms.com. And just so you know, folks, it's also Hogtoberfest at the Stadium Shop on Razorback, which is your game day headquarters. All October long, you can buy one, get one, 50% off regular price clothing items, including hats of equal or lesser value. Plus, you can check out the 75% off sale rack, which is what I do every time while you are there. Also presented to you by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics. This is Hog Reaction. Back in just a minute with Colton Little and Matt Jones here on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyer's, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Summer is finally here, and so are the road trips that you've had planned. That's why it's time to visit us at Southern Tire Mart. Southern Tire Mart's expert service, competitive pricing, and top quality tires will ensure your vehicle is ready for all your summer adventures. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let us ensure your vehicle is prepared for the summer. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. Southern Tire Mart. We keep America rolling.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Do you need closure on your garage? Call Grit Garage Doors. Whether it's a new door, a squeaky closing sound, a broken spring, or just off track, Grit is who you can trust. Call Grit. There's no door Grit can't close. Local team, local service with honesty and integrity. Call Grit Garage Doors. 479-430-3667. That's 479-430-DOOR. Grit is who you can trust. Are you an angler having trouble finding all the bait, tackle, and more for your fishing needs? Make Awake Bait and Tackle, now located in Fort Smith next to Wits Marine. On North 11th Street is your place. Make Awake Bait and Tackle. Also has the largest selection of plastics in the River Valley. Reactor Innovation, Bobby Garland, Zoom, Mega Bass, and more. Check out the Daiwa Rod and Reels. Make Awake Bait and Tackle. 803 North 11th Street in Fort Smith. 479-926-9320. Also get your rod and reels repaired. Come see us next to Wits Marine at Make Awake Bait and Tackle.
It's football season, and that means tailgate parties and gathering with friends. River Point Wine and Spirits has all your favorite party supplies. You'll love our clean, organized store full of all the best liquor, wine, and beer. At River Point, we're a family-owned business where customer service is always our priority. Your journey, our spirit. River Point Wine and Spirits, Grand Avenue and I-540.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
From the Arkansas 15-yard line, Arnold has it picked off, left side, picked off. It's going to be a touchdown all the way back. Kanai Walker jumped the route. Nobody's going to catch him all the way. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
It hurt us that his inability to run the football, and particularly early. He had a couple where he could have kept it early, fourth down stop as a keep, and we didn't execute it that way. So we definitely got a lot of work to do to get that back in our game. We need that in our game to be able to be successful offensively.
A couple of things when Brian and Ozark calls. Usually our text line gets flooded with immediate hatred, telling Brian he should just move back to Texas. They say that if a Texas fan thinks Bobby should go, then he should definitely be the head coach. But a couple of things also ring true. Usually no one agrees with Brian, but Russell and Mountain Home text in, and he says that it's very strange that he agrees with Brian on a couple of things. And one of those might be that Taylor Green obviously is a statistical guy. He's putting up lots of these big numbers. He's done so last year as well from time to time, running and throwing the ball. So, Matt, is Brian right? Would you rather have a guy that puts up all those stats, or would you rather have a guy that in the fourth quarter is able to, ice the game away and not make those mistakes? I mean, obviously, when you put it that way, you don't want the guy that makes mistakes. But did you see anything from Taylor Green today that makes you think that, man, he's regressed this year? He's definitely not taken the steps that we thought we would see from him going into his second year, his vaulted second year under Bobby Petrino.
Well, if Taylor Green was the head, if he was the quarterback for Texas, they'd be undefeated. That's for sure. Okay, let's go back to what Bobby's talking about. So that play that he ran, we used to run that play with David Lee, Roy Wickey, and David Lee's one of the best option coaches in the history of football. And so that happens really quick.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how much time they spend on that play right there. I thought it was a bad play call to do, because it's almost like calling a draw on, because you put it in the belly and he has a soft pocket. You have to be ready for bang bang. You have to be ready for that. And if you haven't practiced it, if you're just used to practicing it the regular way and not that speed, he's never seen it before, and that's why I think he made that mistake. So I would go back and put that on their practice habits, and I don't know if they've practiced it that way, because man, that's an easy play if you practice it the right way.
And Taylor Green is a really good, deceptive quarterback. He's able to deceive defenders with the football really, really well. On most of those mesh plays at the mesh point, he's able to ride that really, really long for a really long time, Matt, because just like you, he's tall, he has those long strides, he's able to really move with it, and he's very deceptive with the football. So him not being able to make those
on
reads,
4th and 2 and in the red zone, things happen so much faster. In the game,
and it's all clustered. It's all right there together, yeah. It all happens fast. It's all clustered together, so it's really, really hard to make those reads as quick as you're expected to, and that's why you're supposed to have a really high intelligence, very cerebral guy at your quarterback position, and Taylor Green has been able to do that this year, Matt. But the interceptions in the third quarter is really one thing that I think is kind of a head scratcher for a lot of fans, because last year we saw that a lot. Taylor Green not as confident in his ability to throw the football, but Matt, you've been in that position as a quarterback where you throw a bonehead interception and it's returned all the way for a touchdown. How do you go back out the next drive and erase that from your memory? Because, I mean, it's just it's literally less than a couple minutes later, unless you have, the media timeout. It's pretty quick. You have to go back out there and just forget what just happened.
I have thrown a lot of interceptions in my days, but no, I've never thrown one that was returned back for a touchdown. So, yeah. But the thing that I would say is that number 14 that had those two picks for Auburn, it's like he knew the play was coming. It's like he studied film. It's like he knew what was going. He was baiting him into those decisions. He was reacting before the receiver reacted. Like it was that they. I mean, it was. Those are just tough plays right there, man. That's and then you got to try to come back for it. I'd have liked to seen him to go back to Omega Blake after he fumbled. You'd like to see him. Hey, let's try to get him back the ball to keep his dauber up, but it's just one of those deals. You can't fumble. I don't know what words to put it in, but when you turn the ball over 3 times in the fourth quarter, it's tough to beat anybody.
Yeah, and I mean that fumble by Omega, that was a real gut punch because you were moving the ball on that drive. The response to that pick six that you just threw, you had just gotten the ball across midfield. You were able to move the ball. It looked like you'd forgotten about what just happened. You were going to go down there and reclaim the lead, and maybe you were going to be able to salt the game away with another timely defensive stop. But number 17 for Auburn today, Atkins, is just one of those guys that you don't have enough of on defense. Luckily, your defense was able to keep you in the game today, which is something.
Best player on the field,
yeah,
17.
But 17 for Auburn today. I think he finished with a forced fumble, 2 or 3 sacks. So he was absolutely fantastic for your Auburn for the Auburn Tigers today. And the Razorbacks just had no answer for him or anybody else. And Matt, one thing that's kind of unfamiliar territory for us is that we just weren't able to run the football today, and that puts a lot of pressure on a quarterback to get that verticality in your offense going. And when you can't do that, really, if you can't run and you can't throw, I mean, you don't have an offense. So it was not the best day at all for your offense. This is Bobby Petrino on the offensive execution today.
There's no question that they're good, but we didn't execute and do the things we've been doing on offense, running the football, converting third downs, establishing that we can make big plays, running the ball. I thought not being able to run the ball hurt us the most.
3 for 7 on third down conversions today. They just weren't able to, make that next step and sustain these drives, keep their offense on the field. And Matt, it just kind of a strange thing because your offense has been what's been keeping you in games so far in SEC play. So now where do we go from here, Matt? And Mississippi State coming up next Saturday, and then your schedule certainly doesn't lighten up after the bye week. You get LSU, Texas, and Missouri. So Matt, it's 2-10
or 3-9.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Can we win one against Mississippi State? Maybe, but it's 2-10 or 3-9. I think that's how. I mean, you're not. Here's what you could get after the bye week when we play LSU. Maybe their head's not in it because they're out.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe you can play. I mean, our offense can score on anybody. Maybe LSU doesn't want to play. Is what I'm saying. Same thing with Texas. We got to go down to Austin. Now, Austin's a little tricky because Texas isn't – they're not as good as everybody thought they were going to be. Mm-hmm. Our offense can score 30 on anybody. Mm-hmm. So that's for sure. It's just, can your defense get enough stops? But it's 2-10 or 3-9. I don't know what there's no reason to beat the kids up. There's no reason. It's just that's what the reality of the situation is.
So the big question, Matt, is does this change your perspective and maybe your opinion on whether or not Bobby Petrino needs to take the reins next year? I think that's what's weighing on everybody's mind.
I would love to have Bobby P be the offensive coordinator next year. If you could go out and get a young defensive coach, you go find somebody who young, energetic, great recruiter, knows how to get, whatever. If he's from the Atlanta, Georgia area, that's a hotbed of recruiting. You're looking for a guy with connection, somebody who knows what's up, a young coach that has some enthusiasm. And the thing is, though, head coaches, when they come in, they want to bring their own people. But no, I would not be opposed to having Bobby P be the OC for the next 4 or 5, 6, however long the next little rotation is. But no, if I'm thinking about a head coach, you need somebody younger with enthusiasm that can recruit and kind of get them going a little bit. But no, I'm a Bobby Petrino fan. There might be some people out there that don't think I am, but Bobby P can call an offensive football game now.
Yeah, and I don't think that today was anything wrong with what with what the offense was trying to do. I mean, they were trying to run the football. Just I saw in the pregame, Chris Doering was talking about it, how good Auburn was at not letting these stretch plays and not letting themselves get reach blocked, essentially. So they're not letting anything outside of them, and they were able to do that all day long and not let you set up any type of rushing attack. So I think that the Auburn defense,
you got to go find a guy like Atkins. What grade is he in? He's a sophomore. Why we shouldn't have let him get back on the plane. We should have NIL ported him right away. Like, come on, you need to have a couple guys like that on your team that can be game changers.
And do you trust? And so when you say that you want a new guy, a young guy, that's the type of coach that can go in and land a recruit like that. Somebody that is a game changer and a game wrecker on defense. Bobby Petrino is not necessarily known for his recruiting prowess, especially for defensive players as well. So I think that right now he was in a good position to be able to lead the team the rest of the way through the season, put up a lot of fight, be able to weather the storm, and keep things steady with a good offensive attack. But I don't think that long term this is the right answer for the Razorback football team, and I don't think that anything today can really affirm that. But as we go on, I just look, Bobby has to win games for me to be won over for him to be the next head coach, but that's not saying that the Razorbacks can't do that. But right now, Matt, you were depleted today on your defensive line. You still don't have a lot of really good, a really good depth anywhere on defense, but that didn't matter today because your defense was able to make the key stops. We haven't seen that all year. But this time around, it was the offense's inability to hold on to the football at the end of the game. So there is this imbalance of whether or not it's one team or the other team that's actually causing the mistakes to mount up and for the losses to continue to go. It's both sides of the football. It's in both locker rooms, the offensive locker room and the defense. It's with the offensive staff and the defensive staff. And that means that as a whole, things just aren't getting done at the level that they need to for you to win SEC games. So a change at the top has to be made. But we'll get into more of that. Questions about Bobby P, questions about everything else in just a little bit. Elsewhere around college football, Matt, there's some really good games going on right now. Alabama and South Carolina now into the second half of that one. Ole Miss and Oklahoma. You get to watch any of that game today. Those are two going to be permanent rivals now moving forward with the new SEC schedule. And it was an absolute humdinger today. Lane Kiffin made some questionable calls going for it in his own territory on fourth down. They were trying to run a little dual quarterback set. They brought in Austin Simmons, and they ended up giving Oklahoma back the ball. The Sooners now have dropped a couple of SEC games and don't look quite as strong. Missouri and Vanderbilt, they are locked in a 3-3 fist fight. It's 5:15 left to go in the third quarter. So, Matt, anything stood out to you from today in college football outside of the Razorback game?
Yeah, I'm watching a little bit of that Auburn, South Carolina game. Now, I was watching Liverpool today. They started at 2, and so I had that in, and they got beat. So that was a bummer as well. But this Alabama South Carolina game, man, what a game that's turning out to be. I've been liking Lindsey. So we got an Arkansas Legacy, who's the quarterback for Minnesota, and so you kind of keep up with Arkansas kids as much as you can. And I know they're taking an ass whooping today, but you're still kind of rooting for Arkansas kids when they go out. And then that Vanderbilt Missouri game, man, that's another one. There's a lot of playoff implications on the line today.
Yeah, Matt, if I would have told you, just 10 years ago, 2 years ago, heck, just a couple of years ago, Matt, that Vanderbilt was going to be playing in a game in October with college football playoff implications, would you have believed me?
No.
Would you have thought that I was
absolutely
crazy? Yeah, you'd
not.
have. Yeah, you definitely would have just told me very politely and kindly, as you always do to the insane people that come up to you all the time, I'm sure, and you'd have just kindly brushed me aside. But I think that this is
Mississippi State 23, Texas 14.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Oh, so yeah, Mississippi State now pulling ahead of Texas 23-14. They're about to wrap up the first quarter there, and Brian and Ozark, I think he might just want everything to start over. And I saw today that Sarkisian is possibly being courted by NFL teams as well for a head coaching job, specifically in Tennessee for the Titans. So I hope the Titans love struggling with short yardage because that's the Sarkisian way. Matt, BYU also in a
what's their head coach looking like? What's the BYU head coach? Does you think he wants to move over? The thing about Samoans, and they know how to get a defensive and offensive line.
That's for sure.
You know what? Can you get that guy right there with Bobby P as your OC? I kind of like it.
Mm-hmm. So BYU ranked number 11 in the nation. They're 7-0 right now, 4-0 in the Big 12 conference. They're actually trailing Iowa State 24-20 about halfway through the third quarter as well. The one thing that I can't stand about BYU, because I do like their coach and I do think they have one of the most beautiful backdrops for any stadium, any sports venue in all of sports. I hate the fact that they have a really talented quarterback, Matt, who wears number 47. Aesthetically, that makes me kind of throw up in my mouth a little bit. That's
so the last one,
that's not okay.
Heath Schuler at Tennessee wore number 21. I'm trying to think. You think of guys like Y.A. Tittle and Otto Graham. You think of guys like that.
54 and 55.
Yeah, back in the day when you would wear numbers like that. That's for. I didn't know that until you told me. So that's pretty unique.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a reason for it, and I know that they show it every single time that they have a BYU game broadcasted. I'm sure it's one of the main packages that they replay every single time. But I just think that that's just not something that should be outlawed. I know that there's just all types of lawlessness now in college football. Players are basically free agents; they can go wherever they want. These buyouts are up to hundreds of millions of dollars. But a quarterback wearing number 47, that's kind of where I put my foot down and where I draw a line in the sand. We're going to draw a line in the sand right here for this first little bit here of Hog Reaction. We'll come back in just a minute, talk more about the offense and the defense today, as well as what the Razorbacks can look forward to coming up with Mississippi State. If you want to get in with us, you can. Get in with us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. It's Colton Little and Matt Jones here on Hog Reaction as Auburn comes into town, knocks off the Razorbacks 33-24. Stick around for more on Hog Reaction. This is ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyers, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Hey, Hawk fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
Set the screen. You have to protect yourself. 1, 2, 3.
At Shelter Insurance, you can count on our local agents and award-winning customer service to help you protect what matters most.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith or Brad Howe in Van Buren.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal-Tite of Oklahoma now offers Rhino-Tite Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino-Tite delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal-Tite has the products and support you need. Visit SealTiteOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino-Tite.
Equipment down? Got a leak? Lost pressure? Don't let hydraulic problems slow you down. At Central Hydraulics in Fort Smith, we've got the power to keep you moving. From hoses and fittings to full system repairs, our expert team delivers top quality service fast. Central Hydraulics specializes in hydraulic pumps, cylinders, and custom-built solutions, so you can get back to work. Heavy machinery, farming equipment, construction rigs, if it runs on hydraulics, we've got you covered. Visit Central Hydraulics today or call 479-646-0471 for fast, reliable service.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. You're invited to an open house hosted by Sharp Equipment, and it's 100% free. On Friday, October 24th from 11 to 1 p.m., they're throwing an open house party to showcase their new facility and services for their amazing customers and community. So come hungry, bring your friends, and get ready for good eats, giveaways, and an opportunity to donate to support the community holiday dinners. Chambers Bank will be grilling out, and they will be there live. They'd love for you to join them at Sharp Equipment, 3918 Pointer Trail East in Van Buren, on Friday, October 24th, from 11 to 1.
If it rumbles, roars, or needs a little more power, take it to Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports in Clarksville. From muffler and catalytic converter repair to full custom exhaust systems, they've got you covered. Need welding or mobile welding along with equipment repair? They do that too. Custom fabrication done right. Located at 215 East Taylor Road. For performance, precision, and power, it's Exhausted Muffler and Motorsports. Call today at 479-214-2729 or stop by today.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird Real Estate Group has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Fall is here, and so are the savings at Lewis Automotive Group. It's the fall kickoff event, your chance to upgrade with falling prices and unforgettable deals. From special financing to a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, we make the process fast, easy, and stress-free. Plus the Lewis Guarantee, where you get double the factory warranty. Visit Lewis Automotive Group in Fayetteville, Farmington, or Springdale today and drive in the fall with a deal you won't forget.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
From the Arkansas 15-yard line, Arnold has it picked off, left side, picked off. It's going to be a touchdown all the way back. Kanai Walker jumped the route. Nobody's going to catch it all the way. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
That play was one of my triggers I had going on the whole week. Even though I didn't get it the whole week, I just kind of had that mental thought that if he does do this, that I was going to end up picking it. Of course, like, the plus was great, which was to score and get points up for the guys as a team. So I feel like that was just great preparation as a team.
That was Arkansas cornerback Connie Walker talking about the big pick six play that happened before the end of the half. Right there, it was 21-10 going into halftime, Matt Jones. Right then, I thought, hey, this might be a turning point for the defense in the season, where they get a little bit of juice, get a little bit of mojo, go and say, hey, we can make a stop, we can get a turnover, we can get a ball, we can also go down and convert points for our offense as well. So I thought maybe, hey, this was going to be something that could give a little swagger to the defense, and they came back out, were able to still play good defense in the second half. But Matt Jones, talk about the defense today and what you saw from the Razorbacks that you thought they can build on moving forward with this.
With a sack. Quincy Rhodes Jr.'s got a sack. I thought he played well. No question about that. The thing that I thought was what the defense did, and I wrote this down in the first quarter, 3rd and 7, we didn't. It's like defense has to win a couple third downs. We didn't win that one because Auburn scored in the first quarter, but that's okay. And then later on, we started winning a little bit. It was a little bit bend but don't break. Whenever you're able to hold the other team to 5 field goals, man, that's what I'm talking about. That's big time by the defense. That's not if Auburn scores 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals, then we're not even having this conversation right now. Yeah. But it's because the defense was able to get off the field on 3rd down, hold them to field goals. You were able to give ourselves a chance. And the offense in the fourth quarter, there were a couple players we Amber Hearded the bed. That's just what happened. That's part of it. And I don't think they meant that. It's not like they wanted to. It's just we didn't make plays when we had to. And we and the thing is, you makes yourself sick, because when you go back and watch film, we had opportunities to make plenty of plays. We should have scored 50 points.
Yeah, I think the interceptions are one thing with the turnovers because I think Taylor Green obviously just got fooled. I think DJ Durkin was able to move some things around there late in the second half and just kind of confuse the senior quarterback and transferred from Boise State now in his second year under Bobby Petrino. And I just don't know that they were able to adjust well enough. And Taylor sort of got caught with his pants down a couple of times, and he had some coverages that he mixed up and made some wrong reads. And those interceptions are one thing, but Matt, the fumbles, the costly fumbles this time. I mean, I've heard you guys talk about it on halftime. We talk about it on every show. It's such a hot button topic right now is why does this Arkansas Razorback football team, and this is regardless of head coaching now, I mean head coaching tenures now it seems, what is it with these fumbles? Because you remember your first time being given a football and holding it in your hands, Matt, probably by your dad, probably by Coach Jones. What did he tell you? Hold on to it, right? Don't drop this. Because you don't drop the football. It's the most precious thing. If you don't have it, you can't score points. So what is it with not protecting the football and these Arkansas Razorbacks that just has to have it happen all the time?
If we had the answer to that, Colton, we'd be rich men.
Bottle up and sell it.
It's just a mindset is what it comes down to. It's got to be preached during camp. It's got to be preached every day. It's got to be one of the daily routines is taking care of the football, and it's got to be something that's top of mind. It really does. And that play that when Omega fumbled, you could see the guy come in and punch it out. And we talked about this was when it's a rainy game, anytime you're running in a crowd, 2 hands on the ball. Don't 2 hands on the ball. And once you get enough yards that you can get, then fall down. Get down, protect yourself, and we're going to live to fight another day. I don't know if he's struggling trying to get yards, what he's thinking, and because they preach effort. You're as a player, 100% giving effort, but you gotta have a little awareness too, and there should be a clock in the back of your head that okay, I've been up for 1.3 seconds. Somebody's coming. Yeah. Somebody's. There's that clock has to be the awareness factor. I think has a little bit.
Yeah, Matt, what's the message in the locker room after a game in which you held control of the scoreboard for a little while and you felt like you gave it away? I know that's not unfamiliar territory for this Razorback football team and those players, but it is kind of strange to have been leading, to be up at home. It's not something the Razorbacks have seen very much. Usually at home, they're not nearly as competitive. They're playing from behind from the jump, but today you were able to get out to that lead at halftime. Matt, after the game, what can a coach even say to you to keep you fighting, keep you moving forward?
Well, you still have it. So I've been around a lot of great coaches, Houston Nutt, Coach Richardson, Stan Heath, Jack Del Rio. And one of the same things that they all had in common is something they would preach. You're going to keep going out there and giving it your best, and you're going to keep giving it 100% until they tell you it's over. Mm-hmm. You know what can still happen? The Hogs can still get to 6. They can still make a ball. It's not over yet. So you got to keep fighting. That's all you can do. Keep your head up, keep fighting. Had a lot of coaches, they say, as long as we give it our best effort, as long as we're out there and we try our best, then we'll live with the result. I don't think this team didn't try their best. So you live with the result and you move on and you try to be better next week. And anytime the film's running, you're being evaluated for your next job. So whether these kids want a next job with the Hogs, they want a next job with another team in college football, or they're trying to play on Sundays. Mm-hmm. They're being evaluated every week, every game. So you got to go out there and keep trying, and I don't think that's an issue. I think this team was trying this afternoon.
You got to put your resume on tape. That's been a big thing that Bobby Petrino has talked to his guys about, since the turnover with Sam Pittman being let go by the administration and Bobby Petrino being given the reins as the interim is, look, every opportunity out there, like you said, Matt, is an opportunity for whether or not maybe you hit the transfer portal, maybe you're going to be a big league player in just a couple of months. This is your opportunity to just put more of your body of work, your ability, your skill set, your hard work on tape for everybody to see. And, there is still a lot to play for. It is unfortunate that things have just not gone their way in these games in SEC battles because, you feel like it would probably hurt a little bit less sometimes if they were inept on offense too. And you could understand, look, they just completely missed in the transfer portal and everybody needs to be fired. But it's just kind of 1 week the offense is good, 1 week the defense is capable, and you're kind of just confused as to why can't it all culminate at one time. time. And I think that that's why a head coaching change was made early in the season, is because the guy that had the originally had the job, Coach Pittman, I mean, we all know him and love him as a man, but as a football coach, it just kind of felt like he was outmatched, and it sort of took until those folks with the shiny gold helmets came to town and put it on you for everybody to sort of say this is enough. And now things have changed, but the Razorback football team has to move forward somehow, Matt, and they have to find a way to keep holding on. So in your opinion, Matt, do you think that those transfers that they got this year on offense, were they able to, be the movers and shakers that you think are necessary in the SEC? Because we've seen it all season long, except for maybe this past game this week. Unfortunately, turnovers limited their ability to score. But Matt, offensively, I think that you did get the right transfer class. What about defensively this year?
Well, there's a lot to be desired. Again, this was not the defense's fault this afternoon. The defense did enough. You can say just enough. You can say whatever. But they did enough they scored. Our defense actually had a pick six when they were going to get points. I mean, come on. And so it wasn't on the defense this afternoon. There's something to be said about keeping your in-state talent in state. You got a guy that's going to be a true freshman making a start on the offensive line for the LSU Tigers. You couldn't keep him in state. You got to keep your better players, because the excuse can't be he's not good enough. Of course he's good enough. So you got to keep your kids in state. I think that would help. Football's the ultimate team game. You win and lose as a team, and that's what's happening. You're gonna get what you get. You get another opportunity. You get 4 more opportunities. What does this team got? 2 wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You got to run. You got to run the shoot if you want to play a 5th game.
Yeah, if you want to make a bowl game, it's literally now or never. There are no more opportunities. There is no more margin for error. And we've got a little bit of room here, though. We got room for you to call and get in with us on the Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963. Our friend Cecil has called us in from Fort Smith. Cecil, you're on Hog Reaction with Matt Jones and Colton. What's up, man? How are you?
What's up, Matt, Colton? Man, I'm working as always, and I do have my lobby radio going up there, and I can hear y'all. So I got you on speed dial. So I said, let me call in, man. And I got my television on my work table. I had them on my I betted with them today too. So I lost, and I had a hell of a ticket in. Excuse my French, but man, we actually was playing better than the beginning. So. It's kind of hard. I'm just ready for basketball right now, because I know we're going to be in the thick of things, and we're going to go really far in basketball. Taylor Green is a great quarterback, but he has to make better decisions, man. I mean, and that's just all I can say about that. I like Taylor. I didn't even know he had another year. I mean, I'm hoping he come back. I mean, because we could be really good with him. So, I heard what Matt said. Matt's my natural homeboy, and I love Matt to death. And what he's telling you and what he was saying, I totally agree with it. And we definitely need to get our interstate players up in Fayetteville, man. When Houston Nutt was playing, when he was coaching at Arkansas, Houston recruited in the state of Arkansas, and we had some great players come out of here. And we still have great players coming out. I'm just watching my homeboy Draylen Norwood. He plays for Missouri, and he's a family member. He's not my family member, but Trey is my first cousin, and that's his he's a brother kids, so he's really close to me, and I've been knowing Draylen since he was a baby, and he's playing for Missouri right now. I'm watching him. I mean, it's a lot that we don't get in the state of Arkansas, man, and we need to get our players and come together. I mean, it ain't. I actually text my tickets to a friend of mine in Fayetteville, because I sit in the rain all last night. My son was playing at Northside last night, and I just couldn't deal with it today. So, but I mean, it ain't like I don't go to the games. I do go to the games. I support Arkansas. I love the Razorbacks, man. I'm a hog. I'm a hog forever. I just want us to win, man. We are losing games. When we were winning all the games, we only lost one game. To me, we only lost one game this year, and that's against Notre Dame. All the rest of the games was winnable. all the other games, we really won them, but we lost them at the end. So, Petrino's a good coach now. I ain't, those last three passes was the same side though, and that defensive coordinator had us down packed, ready to take the interception away, man. They did it too, 3 times in a row, man. So we just got to get better, and I don't know, man. I mean, go Hogs. I hope we can come win the rest of them that we have and without turning the ball over. 4 turnovers is a lot to win a football game.
Mm-hmm. Way too many.
So, yeah, man, that's all I got to say, man. Y'all have a blessed rest of the weekend, man, and go Hogs.
Well, appreciate you for blessing us, Cecil, with your opinion and your voice as always, man. Good to hear from you. Know you're always working hard. Appreciate that. This is Hog Reaction. You can get on with me and Matt Jones here, 877-377-6963. Cecil was talking a little bit about how he thought that maybe things were a little bit different. Matt, do you think that if Coach Pittman were, the coach these last couple of games, how would things be different? Do you think that there would have been some more blowout games like we saw against these more high-powered, high-ranked teams like Tennessee and Texas A&M, like we saw against Notre Dame? Or do you think that Bobby Petrino is really responsible for being the architect behind the turnaround for at least the attitude and the effort of this team?
Well, one of the things that I'll tell you, most games, 90% of these games, they come down to who wins and loses the fourth quarter. That's when these games are won and lost, on the fourth quarter. Pittman is known for being in the game, so I don't think so. I don't think if Coach Pittman's the coach that then all of a sudden you're just going to lose by 3 touchdowns. He's known for keeping them close. He just couldn't get it over the hump, and now when we're looking at it, maybe it's not such a Coach Pittman fault. Yeah. Maybe it's and I've always said this. I've said this since our first ever postgame show. It's a lack of talent, not a lack of effort.
That's right.
There's not a lot of talent up there.
They don't have a lot of talent. Tell you who does have a lot of talent. Keith has called us in from Fort Smith. Keith, I think you called last week and talked about how hey, it may just be time to punt the ball on Bobby Petrino. What do you think about it after this week?
Yeah, I'm going right to Hunter Yurachek on this, guys, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I understand the logic. I understand why Bobby's there. I get all that. We gotta get butts in the seats, but this whole thing's rotten, y'all. This house has got mold in it. It's not stable foundation. There's no foundation. I think our kids don't have not even a dose of killer instinct in them. And it comes from when you get a killer instinct in a team, it's because you got confidence in your team and yourself. We don't have any of that. And I think while I praise Coach Petrino in trying to get these guys to play better, and they have, and I think that's despite our absolute this collapse this second half, I think that you can go back and say, okay, well, we played Tennessee close. We did our best against A&M. When I saw the Notre Dame game, I thought we would never have competed with those 2 games. Yeah. So I'm gonna acknowledge that and be fair about it. What I am going to say is this house is rotten. We've got to do an immense amount of investment. We've got to do an immense amount of evaluating where we're at, what our direction is, who's going to be the person that can come in here and set us right. And I go to what you guys are saying. I think we're realizing that whatever we're doing with the Celtics guy, whatever we're doing with the GM, whatever Yurachek's gotten together, for him to fire Sam, and it really resounded, it's really sticking with me today, for you to fire Sam and Bobby Petrino's interim press conference acknowledge that he didn't have what it took to be successful, then go fix it, dude, because it's your boss hires you, and he's got you guys on Morning Rush and everything, and y'all's mics don't work, or y'all's internet's not working, or y'all's this and that's not right. Okay, that's not a y'all deal. That's a your boss deal. And Hunter, that's you. So you go out there and you go fix it for our guys, both players and coaches. For him to say that, and then we see this, and it's just the absolute compounding of all the personnel issues, all the fumbling, all those things we're seeing. And I would also say this to Bobby. Bobby, I love you, brother. You were great to us. And it left in a bad way, but I still have great memories of us playing. I still remember when we played 3 versus 1 in Alabama. We lost that game, but I've never heard a crowd be louder than when Ronnie Wingo caught that ball. So I have great memories of that guy. But I'm going to tell you this. Taylor Green is yours, dude. Nothing changed with Taylor Green. That's your guy. And the option routes and mandatory outside releases, whatever you're talking about, that all sounds good, but you got that guy. You got your guy to pay that money for Taylor, and it hadn't worked. It hadn't worked because we're not winning, y'all. And we got this great offense. We got this great number one. It's not working. We've got to totally go in and change this up. And I was the opposite way largely last week because I saw the progress. Well, against an Auburn team that wants to fire their head coach, they want to fire Hugh Freeze. They would have loved for us to go in there and beat them by 60. We let them come in and take over a second half. Jackson Arnold should have been wearing a Razorback jersey. Yeah. They take him out, it's a totally different team. So I think I'm done now. I'm not going on well maybe this and Hunter this. I'm done with that. We need absolute change from the top down. We need to get the Board of Trustees has got to get together, get some backbone in them, and reach out to people who make more money than they do and get this ship right, because this right here, guys, is it's going to get to the point where we're the new Vandy. I saw that on Twitter. We're the new Vandy, and it feels like that because every single time we're in these games, we find a way to lose because we have no killer instinct. We have no confidence. We've got to get that right. And it's not going to fix until we get money and we get alignment and we get people who want to take risks. Ole Miss took a risk on Lane Kiffin. Look where they're at. And what do? We flubbed it up. And that's on Hunter Yurchek. Do not let him hire this next coach. Do not let him hire it. It's got to be somebody else. It's got to be a new AD. And I know what I'm saying is crazy. I know it's radical. Well, we need something radical because what we saw today is absolutely poor. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Keith. Appreciate the call on that one. And you can get on with us, too, 877-377-6963. We'll take one more right here, then we'll go to break. Steven's been waiting patiently in Nashville. Steven, you're on Hog Reaction with Matt Jones and Colton Little. How's it going, my man?
Hey, I'm going good. Thank you for taking my call.
No problem.
I would just like a couple points. I don't mind Petrino. I'm like the other guy. I wish we'd just start over fresh and get all new coaches. But the only thing I liked about him today was when he got mad, and I still want y'all to explain about that call where they called our player down, and then the rest of the game, they would take 10 people and push them all the way around before they blow the whistle. But that one play, they blew the whistle for there's only one person on that guy, and then the rest of the game, it looked like they were dogpiling people and before the whistle blew. What was the deal with that play?
Yeah, the early whistle early on, I think Mike Washington was getting caught up in something. He kept his feet moving, and they blew the whistle, but, I mean, Mike was falling down anyway to me, so I don't know that Bobby had a big argument that he was going to be able to continue and make a big, long play. But, Matt, I don't know about you, but I thought it was a little bit of an early whistle. And
it was a skosh early, but I'm with you. It was only it was 2 yards of skosh.
2 yards,
He wasn't going to break it, but, yes, that referee, I think Bobby gave him an earful, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm. And I think, unfortunately, whenever you rush the ball for only 79 yards, those 2 yards that he was fighting for, I mean, heck, maybe Bobby needed him that day. But it was nice to see Pitbull Bobby out there fighting for his guys. You still know that he loves the game. He loves X's and O's. He loves being out there, getting on to officials, scheming up something good. So you know that he hasn't lost that fire. We're going to try and keep the fire right here on Hog Reaction. Matt Jones and Colton Little breaking it down. Auburn comes to town and knocks you around 33-24. Couldn't finish in the fourth quarter. We'll try and finish here in just a minute. Wrapping it up after just a few segments. This is Hog Reaction with Colton Little and Matt Jones on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyers, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out at Sawyers-sunrooms.com.
They say you can't have it all, but with Taco Bell's $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings boxes, you can have all you want. So, will you choose the eternally beloved $5 box, the extra elegance in the $7 box, or will you go full fuego with the $9 box? Now with the Flamin' Hot Grilled Cheese Burrito, the only wrong choice is not to choose. So, pick your $5, $7, or $9 Lux Cravings box today, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only while supplies last. Price and participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hey everybody, Zachary Hall here, otherwise known as the Arkansas Storm Tracker. If you have not stopped by the Jam Mart in Fort Smith on Phoenix Avenue, you're missing out. They have a brand new hot case in there. They serve breakfast, they serve lunch, they serve dinner. My personal favorite is the chicken strips and potato wedges. They also serve cheeseburgers as well. They have all sorts of options that you don't want to miss. Be sure to stop by and see your local Jam Mart, Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith today. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in Arkansas.
Fill her up, please.
Mustard or ketchup?
When electrical needs pop up, don't get left in the dark. Call the local team that's trusted on and off the field. Harrison Electric. That's who homeowners and local businesses choose. Harrison Electric. Honest, dependable, and they leave no mess behind. From quick fixes to major upgrades, Harrison Electric is your go-to for all your electrical projects. Don't sit on the sideline with electrical problems. Get back in the game with the pros you can count on. Harrison Electric. Honest, quick, trusted. 652-3077.
Looking for quality metal buildings and roofing? Metal Mart has you covered. From prefabricated metal buildings to custom trim, carports, and more, Metal Mart is your one-stop shop. Contractors and do-it-yourselfers are always welcome, and their experts will help you calculate the materials you need, all at a price you can afford. With locations in Fort Smith, Little Rock, and Jonesboro, or visit metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
At Wave Rural Connect, our mission is to improve the quality of life in our communities. Across the River Valley of Arkansas and Oklahoma, residents and businesses are experiencing the difference of our high-speed internet. Wave Rural Connect Internet provides a reliable residential connection for streaming, gaming, remote work, and homeschooling. Our business solutions provide the speed, stability, and security that you need, whether you're a mom-and-pop flower shop or large business. Check availability online at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 833-492-8372.
We all make plans for the future, like car accidents, break-ins, and unexpected fires can disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design insurance plans that work for you and help protect what matters most. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Randy Milam in Alma or Brandon Zimmerman in Barley.
Hey, Ty Richardson for Jam Mart. Jam Mart is always trying to save you money, and that's why they partner with Valero. Hook up your checking account to the Valero Pay Plus app, and you'll get 10 cents off a gallon, plus other special deals on holidays and more. Jam Mart and Valero, passing on the savings to you. Now available at the 3 Fort Smith Valero Jam Mart locations. Jam Mart, the leading gas station and convenience store in the region.
Fill her up, please.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks.
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
From the Arkansas 15-yard line, Arnold has it picked off, left side, picked off. It's going to be a touchdown all the way back. Kenai Walker jumped the route. Nobody's going to catch it all the way Touchdown, Arkansas!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
I knew it was going to be tough. They're good. They're physical inside. They do a good job on controlling blocks and shedding blocks. Their safeties did a really nice job of getting to the run, and we didn't win some one-on-one battles with the safeties, which normally we have, which is how you create the big plays. So I knew it was going to be a battle. I was happy about the explosive plays that we made and the scheme plays that we made, but we just didn't execute when it came down to I need to block him and we need to get the ball there.
That was Bobby Petrino talking about the Auburn defense and how the Arkansas offense was not able to muster much of an attack today, especially in the second half. We'll see if in the second half here of Hog Reaction if we can muster a good attack as well. Just a few more segments left. Your calls and texts here on Hog Reaction. Welcome on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. We got Charlie in Camden and Ben in Bentonville on the line. Hang on just a second, guys. We'll get to you in just a minute here. This is Hog Reaction, brought to you by Sawyer's, your source for sunrooms, patio covers, and decorative concrete. They also help with pergolas, driveways, and windows. If you've been shocked by a quote from the other companies about all this stuff to fix the outside of your house, you need to give Sawyer's a call. It's Sawyer's Sunrooms. They're keeping the prices low and the quality high for over 35 years. Visit them online at sawyers-sunrooms.com. And at Hogtoberfest over at the Stadium Shop, they're another sponsor of today's show on Razorback. Here on Hog Reaction. All October long, it's Hogtoberfest. You can buy one, get one, 50% off regular price clothing items, including hats of equal or lesser value. And you got to check out the 75% off sale racks as well. You can sign up for the Ultimate Game Day giveaway as well during every home game, but anytime during the week at the Stadium Shop as well. One lucky fan's going to win $1,000 in gift cards, including $200 to the Stadium Shop. That's going to be announced, the winner of that, for November 29th before the Battle Line rivalry. It doesn't get more Razorback than the Stadium Shop. Stop by 989 South Razorback Road or shop online anytime at shoponrazorback.com. And by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Matt, the Auburn defense today, we talked about Atkins earlier, talked about their cornerback as well that came down with 2 interceptions. Matt, that type of defense is not one that we've seen here in Fayetteville in a long time. You talk about going up against a defense that's that good from a player's perspective, from a quarterback standpoint, from a receiver standpoint. Just how much preparation goes into that during the week when you know that you've got a really good unit that you're facing off against?
Yeah, Auburn has a really good defense. That would be their strength. You're always going to defense wins championships. Offense can win you a game or two here and there. Our defense played well. I don't know. I thought our game plan was fine against their defense. I thought it was just lack of execution. Yeah. It was turnovers. It wasn't like we had a bad offensive game plan. I thought we had a good offensive game plan. You can't turn the ball over 3 times in the fourth quarter and expect to beat anybody. I don't know. I just don't know where you go. Where you go from there. It was you look at certain games and. I'll go to the Memphis game, I'll go to the Ole Miss game, and I'll go to the Auburn game. What are we poo-pooing on the defense? Offense lost all 3 of those games.
Yeah.
Defense kept you in those three games. Offense turned the ball over in all 3 of those games. And so as much as you want to say it's been executing on the offensive end in the fourth quarter that's lost us those 3 ball games.
All right, get your takes in here while we got some time left on Hog Reaction. The Razorbacks fall tonight to Auburn 33-24. You can call us 877-377-6963. Ben's on the horn in Bentonville. Ben, 90 minutes after the game, has the sting subsided? Ben, you there? Ben, you're on Hog Reaction with Matt Jones, Colton Little. You there?
Call back, Ben.
Yeah, Ben, call back in just a minute, boss. We'll get you on in just a little bit. Hey, we also got Charlie and Camden on the line. Charlie, you there, buddy? Charlie, you there?
I'm here.
Hey, what's up, boss? Yes, sir. I got you loud and clear, man. How you doing tonight?
Oh, man, I guess you just asked that last caller. Of course, he wasn't there, I guess. Yeah. But when I think about the sting, Matt, I guess I've kind of gotten used to these stings the last few years.
A little numb to it, huh?
It's gotten to that point, man. I remember the situation there in the fourth quarter, Matt, and they showed that look on third down, and we converted. I think we hit a drag route. And then I was looking at my dad, and I told him, I said, they're not going to blitz this time. They're going to drop out and try to bait us into a throw. And I'll be darned if they didn't. That first interception and then ran it back for a touchdown. Well, I mean, I got to kind of give them credit for that one. But, you know, we can't Omega Blake's fumble. When did that happen in the fourth too? I can't remember.
That was right after the pick six.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, can't do that. And then, again, ball security. And then, you know, the second one, I don't know. It looked on my screen like, first of all, two receivers were in the same area. Somehow, some way, I feel like that corner route was going to come open, but whoever that was on the outside did not get far. I don't know. That's not all on Talon. Look, Talon has to be better. But I just think all year long, man, for whatever reason, all these little things in the second half, our offense, you guys just said it, our offense has just absolutely been awful in second halves of games all year long. You go the third quarter woes, and it's just the lack of execution. It's, you know, you feel like you can move the ball, but you just continuously shoot yourself in the foot. And look, I like Bobby, but he's been the leader of that. Sam gave him control of that fully, and we all know that. And there is an issue with that, but it's not just Bobby. You know, this goes back a few years, guys. It's been going on for a while, like I said, and it just, the sting, it just becomes numb, like you said, Matt. I mean, it's been a problem. I want to ask you guys this before I get off here. If you're a coach right now looking to who wants to come here right now? I mean, I'm just saying, it's starting to look like, not as embarrassing as when Morris got fired, but it's starting to get bad. And I mean, I don't know, guys. It's become embarrassing, and we find ways to lose games that we're definitely supposed to win. And this Auburn game, we should have won. You can't get a punt block. That's another thing. All the mistakes, they just keep on coming. The Memphis game, should have won. Okay, you can argue that on some of the others, we probably shouldn't have won those games, but it's just the same theme over and over, guys, and it's frustrating as a fan. Mm-hmm. Anyways, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate the call here. You can get on with us as well here as we finish up on Hog Reaction with just a little bit left to go here. 877-377-6963. Matt Jones, if you were a young, up-and-coming, hotshot coach at one of these Group of 5 programs or potentially maybe a low-level Power 4 program that was underfunded, maybe not really thought of as a traditional power, and you were being courted here by the big-time jobs that are open right now, let's say Penn State, UCLA, Florida, Virginia Tech, and Arkansas. So Adam Rittenberg from ESPN, he ranked the 7 jobs that are open right now. There were 2 jobs that were below you. I don't even remember which ones they were, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're not talking about them. But there were 5 that were ahead of you. Oklahoma State and Virginia Tech were ranked ahead of you, Matt, because of the fact that you have an easier chance to get into the playoff more than likely. But when you think about the ability that Arkansas has in the SEC to obviously get this TV money, to have all the eyes that you want on your product, on your team, you have the good 75,000 plus seat facility, you have a rabid fan base, but you're becoming sort of a career graveyard for hot, young, up-and-coming coaches, or maybe even any type of coach, unproven guys or old retreads like we have now. Matt, with all these jobs that are open and you're one of these hot young coaches, do you even consider Arkansas?
Well, yeah, you would. Arkansas is a great job. Mm-hmm. If you're you kind of looking about what's open, who's going to go after certain coaches, and you know, if Lane Kiffin goes to Florida, you know, does Ole Miss job come open? Is Ole Miss job a better job than the Arkansas job? And now that the landscape has changed. 20 years ago, no brainer, Arkansas was better than Ole Miss. Now it's about your NIL, it's about your collective, it's about how much money are you willing to spend, and about having a little momentum. And this Arkansas, for whatever reason, it's come to a screeching halt. There's no momentum. I don't know where they go from here. You just got to keep fighting. It's a 2-10 team, and maybe they're 3-9. So I don't know. Like, is that? I mean, to me, you pull the whole Band-Aid off and let's start over.
We got a call earlier from Keith in Fort Smith, and he kind of was putting, some of the blame right there on Hunter Yurachek and said it's a very odd thing for you to say, hey, we just fired the last guy because we didn't give him enough. But here's the other guy. We've got enough for him now, and he also wants to be the head coach. I know that I'm paraphrasing, and it wasn't quite that nonchalant, that laissez-faire, but at the end of the day, that is how it sort of came across to most of the Razorback fan base is, look, this guy's probably going to be the leader in the clubhouse to get the job because he's done it before. Everybody's going to sip, sip, sip and just love this beautiful cup of nostalgia they're going to try and force upon us. But I think Keith is right. You have to get somebody new in here, like you said, Matt, as well. Change is scary for everybody. And I know that whenever you do this rebuild, this whole brand new thing, everything has to be torn down and then built back up. It is a very, very uncomfortable process for a lot of fans and for the players as well. Nobody's getting it worse than the guys that are actually putting in the effort every day. So it's an unfortunate circumstance, but Matt, I think that now after today's game, it's just been more and more clear that there has to be a change made in Fayetteville, and it might need to be that you need to find and get very aggressive with who's going to be your next head coach, because while this guy is a great Band-Aid, it's not over a little cut, it's over a bullet hole. We got a call in here again from Ben in Bentonville's call us back. He wanted to get on with us. Ben, how's it going, my man?
I'm sad. So I'll start there. Keith and Charlie made most of my points, so I won't rehash that. Matt, 3 or 4 weeks ago, you said there were no more wins on the schedule, and it hurt my feelings to hear you say that. I thought there was a chance that there might be 1 or 2, but now I don't see any. I'm a season ticket holder. I'm fully invested emotionally and financially. I just don't know what to do with myself. I'm sitting here just struggling, floating. I can't make sense of it.
There's got to be I think you're right. I think there's a lot of changes that have to be made, but where would you start? What's the first change? We had a caller say the AD's got to go. We've had callers say Bobby's got to go. We've had callers say Bobby should stay and be the OC. We just got to get somebody on the defensive side to fix it. There's a lot of changes that need to be made. Where would you start?
I think you hit it right there. The defense. The offense is good when it's good, but we can't leave the defense out there for plays and minutes at a time. They're not good. I hate to say that. I love our team. I wish we were better, but the defense is not good. Oh, it hurts me so bad.
Yeah, Ben, they're not good, and I do know that it hurts, and it's definitely not fun to watch whenever it looks like. And I appreciate the call, Ben. Thanks for calling back as well. I do know that it hurts whenever it looks like, hey, maybe there's going to be a turning point made right here. There's going to be a shift in the way that the Razorbacks approach the rest of the season. Maybe, just maybe, there's a little bit left of the rope they can hold on to, and that gets swept out from under you with just an absolutely abysmal performance by your star player in the fourth quarter. There's really no other way to put that, Matt. I mean, you said it. You can't turn the ball over 3 times in the fourth quarter and expect any positive things to happen at the end of the game. I mean, there's never going to be a likelihood that you're going to win after that. Braxton has called us in from Lavaca here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline. Braxton, you're on Hog Reaction with Matt Jones and Colton Little. What are your thoughts on the game tonight?
Yeah, I mean, 2 weeks in a row that we've went and stood and froze in the rain and had to take a loan out to drink 2 beers. And
what are they now, $12 a piece, $13?
Yeah, $12 a piece. I just don't know how the football program expects to, keep people willing to come out like that. And it's like every week it's the same thing. We play really good teams, and we play good and we lose, and we play bad teams and we play bad and we lose. It's like it's a never-ending cycle. And I just don't know how you keep fans interested. Like I was born here, watched Matt Jones when I was a kid. Like I've been a fan my whole life, but so I'll never not be a Hog fan. But I just don't know how people are staying sane because it's really hard to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, no doubt, Braxton. It certainly is difficult, and I mean, and just like you said that. So now this is your second weekend that you've gone and you've withstood the weather and you've been out there cheering on the Razorbacks. You said.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I mean and I appreciate the call, Braxton. So for fans like Braxton and for fans like Ben and Ben who called us just a second ago from Bentonville, Matt, these are people that have a financial investment in this Razorback football team. They're going out there, they're spending their weekend, their money from their 9 to 5 that they work on the Razorbacks every weekend. And so when they want things to change, you would think that everything would start to get in motion, but it just seems like there's a huge disconnect, obviously, from what a big chunk of the fan base wants and how the administration is going to be approaching this football hire. So hopefully there's some sort of culmination in which, the Venn diagram of what the administration wants and what the majority of the fan base wants. Hopefully in the middle is where you find your head coach. But Matt, you've been through coaching changes and things like that. Whenever there's a whole new coach that comes in and cleans house, what is that adjustment like as a player? I mean, do you have to sort of, totally, go through something different? I mean, what's that like?
Well, there'll be a new messenger. That's for sure. You're trying to galvanize a unit. You're trying to solidify a group. You're trying to bring people together. I don't know. I don't know where this team goes from here. You're not making any more changes this year, so this is the group you got. You've already shook it up, and this is what we're going with. So this is what we'll go with the next couple. You got 4 games left in the next 5 weeks, and transfer those tickets over to the basketball team, man. I hear they're supposed to be pretty good this year.
They are pretty good. Matt, did you get a chance to watch them at all last night?
I did not. I watched the World. I had to go to a high school football game, and then when I got back, I watched the World Series. I didn't see any.
Hey, no hate on either one of those, but whenever we get to watch them later on, Matt, you're going to be pleasantly surprised because they are really good. But what you said about the football team, I mean, Matt, you're right. There's not much they can do at this point. The writing is on the wall. All the players in your locker room are what you're going to have to go out there and go to battle with every single Saturday. You're not going to have any luck flipping over rocks and trying to find a new defensive tackle or a new stud running back. And speaking of flipping, that's where we got a call from as well. Steve's here on the Lewis Automotive Hotline from Flipping. Good evening. How are you doing tonight, my man?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Thank you very much for taking my call.
No problem.
I have three quick comments.
Go ahead.
Number one, I heard Matt sort of apologize or say that it wasn't all Sam Pittman's fault. Been waiting on some other people to call in and apologize, but I've not heard any. Number two, I have 4 children. When they were young, we'd come back after a ball game and they would always blame the officials. So our rule was if the officials have that much control, my kids just didn't play the next game.
Mm-hmm.
Arkansas has the biggest whiners about officials. Been in Arkansas 55 years, 10 years in Alabama. Did not hear this so much in Alabama. And the last thing, I don't have any proof, but I believe we need to replace everyone top to bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel that some of our players are no longer playing to win third and fourth quarter. I think they've been in this culture, and I'm afraid now they're fearful and playing not to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, appreciate the call. Appreciate that a lot. As for the officiating tonight, I thought it was a very well officiated game. I didn't have any problem really with anything. I thought Quincy Rhodes got away with the targeting right there whenever Dafton Daniels came in there near the end of the game, near the end of the first half. I thought that maybe they blew the whistle early on one of the runs that Mike Washington had. But other than that, I thought it was a pretty well officiated game. But a top to bottom change, a complete and total reset in culture, change. Those are 2 very big buzzwords when it comes to a whole and brand new coaching staff and a brand new coaching change. Buzzword for us, we're taking a break, and we're wrapping it up here in one last segment in just a minute on Hog Reaction. This is Colton Little and Matt Jones here. We'll give you just a little bit on what's going on around the rest of the college football world, and we'll wrap it up here on Hog Reaction. Come back with us, wrap it up, and then we'll let you go and have a wonderful rest of your rainy Saturday afternoon. Stay with us back in just a minute.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, Sawyers, and by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
Family owned and operated since 1950, Crabtree RV Center is proud to have served the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas for 75 amazing years. From a small dealership on Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith to 17 acres located at the junction of I-40 and I-49 in Alma, Arkansas, Crabtree RV Center is your one-stop shop for sales, service, and parts. Come celebrate 75 years with us and take advantage of spectacular savings all year long. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Fall is here and so are the savings at Lewis Automotive Group. It's the fall kickoff event, your chance to upgrade with falling prices and unforgettable deals. From special financing to a huge selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, we make the process fast, easy, and stress-free. Plus the Lewis Guarantee, where you get double the factory warranty. Visit Lewis Automotive Group in Fayetteville, Farmington, or Springdale today and drive in the fall with a deal you won't forget.
To $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Bush Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive. And financing is available. Ask for details. Whatever your tire need, check out Van Alma Tires on Highway 64 between Van Buren and Alma. Ready to get you rolling on new tires at Van Alma Tire.
Oh, did you get us switched over to shelter insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call your shelter insurance agent, Randy Hughes, in Fort Smith.
Less than 2 seconds left on the clock and no timeouts, Peter. I don't know what they're going to do. Down 3 and way out of field goal range. Truly an unlucky state to be in.
This state has plenty of luck. Last year, 8 Arkansans each won $1 million off a lottery ticket.
State as in a state of being, not... Whoa, touchdown Razorbacks.
This is winning, folks. Every lottery ticket you buy in Arkansas helps fund college scholarships. You could be the next big winner. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
And this is Matt.
This is Elizabeth, and we want to introduce the newest member to the Mann family, Raleigh.
Hello, 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 and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Raleigh, you're not really new to the family or the Stadium Shop.
Yeah, I've been around a few years, and I can say it's awesome to be a part of the only family, alumni, and locally owned Razorback store in Arkansas.
You mean the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
And thank goodness we are the largest because we've been receiving so much new stuff lately, like the new Nike jerseys and sideline apparel, as well as your favorite brands like Champion, Tommy Bahama, and Cutter and Buck, and just way too much stuff to mention here.
Hey, Raleigh, what state's famous for their small drinks?
Raleigh don't.
Matt, I gotta try. What state is famous for the smallest drinks?
Minnesota.
See, I told you.
Yeah, his dad jokes are so legendary.
Anyway, stop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next time you're in Fayetteville.
Or call us at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Or shop the Googleator Facegram interweb page.
Dad, it's called a website, and it's shoponrazorback.com. Folks, it just does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Hey Razorback fans, Matt Jones here. We're all experiencing higher prices on just about everything, and that includes sunrooms, patio covers, and windows. If you've gotten an estimate on any of these projects and you were shocked by the price, then you need to call Sawyers. They've been making quality, affordable products for 35 years. They're local, they have 100% financing, and a beautiful showroom with all their products displayed. So give my buddy Buzz a call or check them out at sawyers-sunrooms.com.
You're listening to Hog Reaction, presented by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Arkansas Athletics. Also presented by Sawyer's, sunrooms, patio covers, pergolas, driveways, and windows, including decorative concrete. And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback in Fayetteville.
From the Arkansas 15-yard line, Arnold has it picked off, left side, picked off. It's going to be a touchdown all the way back. Kanai Walker jumped the route. Nobody's going to catch it all the way. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963. This is Hog Reaction.
Guarded by Knox. They set a screen. Celestine launches a three from the top of the circle. It's no good. Richmond with a rebound. Away to Knox. Back to Billy all the way. And he throws it down with one hand. How about that? Billy Richmond, Hogs by 31. 5 seconds to play. Seeley continues to dribble out front as the handshake line begins, and the Razorbacks have disposed of Cincinnati 89-61. The exhibition opener, all Arkansas.
What a yummy palate cleanser right there. The Razorbacks dispatched of Cincinnati 89-61 last night. They were hitting on all cylinders. It's going to be a very exciting team to watch, Matt. They're going to play above the rim. They're going to scrap and play hard defense. They're going to be able to get some really tough buckets. So that's going to be a nice welcome change of pace, winning hopefully in the future for the Razorback fan base with the basketball team coming up. Elsewhere around college football, Matt, lots of action happening right now. Alabama now trailing with under 3 minutes to go. Number 4 in the nation right now, undefeated in the SEC. They are down 14-22 on the road against South Carolina. Missouri and Vanderbilt, the top 15 matchup. Number 15, Missouri, tied up with Vanderbilt 10-10 right now. 17-10 right now, it looks like. And then BYU going to go ahead and pull ahead of Iowa State. They're up 41-27. Illinois today, Matt, they're ranked 23, number 2. They're 2-2 in the Big Ten. They're down 17 points at the moment with time winding down in the fourth quarter, 42-25. Texas Tech taking care of the lowly Oklahoma State Cowboys, who are also in a very similar position to your Arkansas Razorbacks in search of a new coach, a new culture, and lots of change.
Alabama, you think they go for 2 right here?
I'm not sure. I think maybe that might be
fourth quarter. You got to go for 2, huh?
Fourth quarter, you're down by 2.
They're going for 2 big time right here.
So
yeah.
So they're trying to tie it up right here. Ty Simpson throwing the late touchdown pass in Williams-Brice Stadium as the number 4 Crimson Tide.
Mississippi State's running away and hiding from Texas. That game's over.
Yeah, 31-14 now in Starkville. Mississippi State taking care of number 22 Texas Longhorns. Number 21 Cincinnati ahead of Baylor right now, 27-20 in the SEC. Let's get a look at everything going on in the Southeastern Conference. Texas A&M and LSU set to kick off tonight at 6:30. Tennessee and Kentucky at 6:45 on the SEC Network. Oklahoma and Ole Miss played in a big game today. Ole Miss comes out on top 34-26. Fayetteville product Isaiah Satania, Matt, finished with 6 receptions for 131 yards and a touchdown. And then obviously everybody listening probably watched the Arkansas Razorbacks fall today to the Auburn Tigers. Matt, your final thoughts on the game today in Fayetteville?
Well, these kids, man, bless their hearts. I hope they're going to class because playing football on Sundays that's really not an option for a lot of these kids. So give them a big hug if you see them. Give them a kiss. Whatever you got to do, man. Bless their hearts. They're trying for us. They're fighting for us. It's not the kids' fault. We're just not very good. There's nothing wrong to say, really. It's like when you're watching what you're watching. We're a very mediocre, below average type of football team, and the record. I mean, this is a 3-9, 2-10 team. What are you really going to say? Hey, kids, go to class because you better get your degree.
We got a call this earlier this week from Paul and P. Ridge on the Morning Rush. He was talking about how the morality issues that he has with hiring Petrino back, and talking about how a zebra never changes his stripes. Talking about Petrino is likely going to leave a mess in his wake if there was a bad exit here. And while I don't think that saying rings true about what may happen at the end here, I think that Bobby Petrino might have turned over a new leaf, and hopefully things end amicably here. I do think that a zebra not changing his stripes is pretty accurate when it comes to this Razor Razorback football team and just the unfortunate situations this team has found themselves in, this program has found themselves in one-score games and games of consequence and just SEC play overall the last several years, Matt.
Yeah, well, to me, that question should have been asked 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's already up there. He's already a part of it. So we're asking the question a couple years too late. And to the one without sin can throw the first stone.
That's right.
We none of us are blameless. So I think that's a totally different show and a totally different topic. And not that it's not a topic that I won't broach. Like I'm into it, but
right.
I think that type of question should have been asked when he was hired as the OC. I don't know why we're coming back around to it now.
Well, the Razorbacks, if they were a zebra, they haven't changed their stripes as well. They still fumble it away in the fourth quarter, costly turnovers at the end of the game, just not executing when it matters most. But Matt, me and you, we executed the show today when it matters most.
It's a joy working with you.
Hey, I appreciate you, Matt. Your insight is always great. I learn a lot whenever I get to get on with you, so I appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you guys, everybody that called in. Thank you so much. This has been Hog Reaction, brought to you by Sawyer's, your source for sunrooms, patio covers, and concrete. The Stadium Shop on Razorback, getting you game day ready. You can visit them online at shoponrazorback.com and by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Razorback Athletics. Please drink responsibly. Thank everybody for listening on the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Thank you to everybody that called in on Lewis Automotive Hotline, 877-377-6963 for those text messages throughout the week. We'll have Chuck and Bo, the Morning Rush, Halftime, Ruskin and Zach, all throughout the week, leading you up to Mississippi State and Arkansas on Saturday, as well as Arkansas versus Memphis on Monday night for one more exhibition matchup before real pumpkin thumping season starts. This has been Hog Reaction with Colton Little and Matt Jones here on ESPN Arkansas as the Razorbacks costly turnovers in the fourth quarter and can't get it done against Auburn at home. They fall 33-24. Thank you for listening to Hog Reaction on ESPN Arkansas.
You're listening to Hog Reaction.
And by the Stadium Shop on Razorback.